Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown video for July 24th edition of SmackDown and 205 Live. Birthdays for the 24th, July 24th, Tori Wilson. She was born 1975. Zack Sabre Jr. He was born 1987. Angelo Dawkins, born 1990. Birthdays for 25th, Finn Balor. He was born 1981. Pitbull number 2 was born 1967, but his birthday was on the 26th. Also on the 26th, Roger Strong. He was born 1983. Marty Scurll. He was born 1988. And rounding out birthdays for the 26th, Tessa Blanchard, formerly of NXT. And now of Impact Wrestling. Her birthday, she was born 1995. James Ellsworth, who has not appeared for WWE since suffering a beating from Asuka following last week's Extreme Rules pay-per-view, will be facing Jerry the King Lawler at USA Championship Wrestling's upcoming event on August 5th at the Owen Arena in Jackson, Tennessee. Also scheduled for the show on Rock and Roll Express, Buff Bagwell and Matt Riviera. He comments on his they mentioned the storyline that he's been fired on SmackDown later on in the show, which is allowing him to work other dates now. National Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame weekend begins Thursday and runs through Saturday in Waterloo, Iowa. The weekend includes the Impact Pro Wrestling Tournament on Friday and the Hall of Fame banquet on Saturday night. For information on the weekend, visit nwhof.org. One night 8-man tournament features Bob Sparkplug Holly versus Colt Cabana, Austin Aries versus James Jeffries, Brian Cage versus Kurt Stallion, and Airwolf versus DJZ in the first round tournament matches. Saturday's Hall of Fame event will honor Dan Severn and Owen Hart as inductees into the 2018 George Tragos Luthez Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame. And award winners Booker T, Luthez Award, Bruiser Brody, Frank Gotch Award, Ben Askren, the George Tragos Award, and Koji Miyamoto, the Jim Melby Award. National Wrestling Hall of Fame announces the Hall of Fame Classic Tournament. Lex Luger also to be honored by the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. The list of notable people attending the weekend include wrestlers listed in the tournament: Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder, Adam Pearce, Booker T, Sharmell, Road Warrior Animal, Jerry Briscoe, Brian Blair, Larry Henning, that's Larry the Axe Henning, Stan Hansen, the Lariat, Nikita Koloff, Tony Gurria, J.J. Dillon, Bob Orton, that's Randy Orton's dad, Cowboy Bob Orton, members of the Hart family, and more. It'll be the first. The reporter said he'll be making my first visit to Hall of Fame weekend along with Wade Keller and Bruce Mitchell of PW Torch. I have heard nothing but good things, and I'm especially looking forward to visiting the National Wrestling Hall of Fame Dan Gable Museum. Tickets are still available for various events. I'll be in Waterloo on Friday and Saturday, and I encourage you to say hello if you're attending the weekend events. Cody Rhodes will be appearing in more episodes of the upcoming Sampson. His character is a drug dealer and crime boss. As a drug dealer, Cody's character sold a substance called Stardust, similar to his WB character. Sampson was incarcerated in the storyline, which is where it looks like we will find him. The 7th season will premiere on October 15th on CW Network. Cody Rhodes on Twitter at Cody Rhodes. Sampson is back, and he's got a few friends in prison with him. Incredibly proud to be back on Arrow for multiple episodes in Season 7. Arrow on Twitter at CW_Arrow. People just need something to believe in. Arrow premieres Monday, October 15th on CW. Stream free. I'll put that link up there for you. Which is go www.cwtv.com/ARWCC, all in caps and the TW. Johnny Gargano is the top babyface in NXT. The good guy attitude transcends outside the ring. One fan recently tweeted about thinking they had a Gargano and Candice LeRae sighting at a box lunch store. The fan didn't approach them, but Gargano responded by saying to never hesitate in the future. He said this goes to everyone as well. Johnny Wrestling continued saying it's never a bother to meet fans while he is in public. Triple H talks Gargano versus Ciampa feud. Xavier Woods' YouTube channel, Up Down Down, has 1.6 million subscribers now. On a recent episode, Woods debuted a new series hosted by Ember Moon called The Warrior Goddess is a huge Dungeons and Dragons fan and plays often. Now she is hosting a new series on Up Down Down called Rollout, where they play D&D. You can check out the first episode featuring Woods, Moon, Tyler Breeze, and Brendan Williams on the Up Down Down public branch off. There continue to be a lot of speculation on current Evolve champion Matt Riddle signing with WWE, as he's a top prospect. WWN Live has confirmed that Riddle will work all 4 Evolve events in August, beginning with a title defense against Shane Strickland on August 4th at Evolve 108 in Philadelphia. It was noted that Riddle will be added to the additional Evolve dates if he is still the champion after August, but he is currently scheduled to miss the first weekend of September. Evolve 112 in Joppa and Evolve 113 in Queens, due to previously approved personal obligations, according to WWN. PCW Ultra Promotion in California noted that Riddle has been pulled from Friday's show in Los Angeles due to unforeseen circumstances. As seen in the tweet below, PCW noted in another tweet that Riddle's booking was canceled on short notice. Riddle, who was booked for another indie date in the Northeast this weekend, has also been pulled from several upcoming events. Over the Top Wrestling on August 18th and 19th in Ireland during WWE SummerSlam weekend, plus Pro Wrestling's Gorilla Big 2018 Battle of Los Angeles in mid-September. WWE has had interest in Riddle for a few years now, and they were the ones responsible for Riddle going to work for Evolve following a WWE tryout. Riddle, who has a MMA record of 8 wins and 3 losses and 2 NC, was released by UFC a few years ago after failing 2 drug tests in 1 year for marijuana. Triple H later spoke about Riddle during an NXT media call and talked about talents getting second chances, but Riddle having to prove himself, noting that Riddle had a bright future in wrestling business. As WWE officials recently reconsidered their position on signing Riddle, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, New Japan Pro Wrestling had renewed interest in bringing Riddle in, but it's believed that Riddle will be heading to WWE NXT. There were recent rumors on Riddle being locked into a WWE deal, but PW Insider says those rumors are premature, and they couldn't even confirm his pre-signing medical test. Due to the canceled bookings in Ireland on August 18th and 19th, speculation is that Riddle's signing could be revealed during SummerSlam weekend with a ringside appearance at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4. But that has not been confirmed. Riddle could sign with NXT, and so work the August Evolve shows, as WWE does have the working relationship with WWN. Riddle is scheduled to work another indie event during the SummerSlam weekend in New York City, a match against PCO on August 17th at Joey Janela's Lost in New York event, hosted by GCW. And here are some recent statements from WWN, PWG, PCW, and OTT. Evolve champion Matt Riddle has been the subject of rumors. Riddle is confirmed for all 4 August Evolve events, where he will defend the championship at Evolve 108 against Shane Strickland in a hardcore rules match on August 4th in Philadelphia. If Riddle is successful, he will defend versus Darby Allin at Evolve 110 on August 11th in Chicago. Riddle is set for a non-title action versus Austin Theory at Evolve 109 in Melrose, Massachusetts, and J.D. Drake at Evolve 111 in Livonia, Michigan. If Riddle is still Evolve Champion after August, he will be added to additional dates. Riddle is currently scheduled to miss September weekend due to previously approved personal obligation. PWG comments on Twitter at official PWG. Matthew Riddle will no longer be a participant in the 2018 Battle of Los Angeles. Trevor Lee has now entered the tournament in his place. PCW Ultra at PCW Ultra. Due to unforeseen circumstances, Matt Riddle will not be performing at Sound the Alarm. We will have a suitable replacement. Sorry for the inconvenience. OTT_wrestling. Due to scheduling conflict, Matt Riddle can no longer appear at WrestleRama 2 weekend. However, we have worked hard to secure a replacement. IWGP United States Champion Juice Robinson comes to OTT August 18th and 19th. Limited tickets available. Matt Hardy has been tweeting hints of a possible reunion for the Hardys at the end of his tag team with Bray Wyatt. Hardy took to Twitter this week and wrote the following after he and Bray Wyatt lost a rematch to Raw Tag Team Champions, the B Team, and thus look for a storyline of Bray Wyatt taking out Matt Hardy. Probably my prediction. At Woken Matt Hardy, at Matt Hardy Brand. Done. All he says. At WWE Universe, well, the hashtag Deleters of Worlds didn't take that loss lightly. Hashtag Raw at Matt Hardy Brand. At WWE Bray Wyatt. It looks like James Ellsworth has finished up with WWE again. Ellsworth interrupted SmackDown General Manager Paige on tonight's SmackDown and was fired after interrupting the contract signing for WWE Champion AJ Styles' SummerSlam match. Paige and security escorted Ellsworth out of the building, allowing Samoa Joe to attack and distracted Styles in the middle of the ring. Also noted, this was done to confirm Joe versus Styles for SummerSlam as he signed the contract. Ellsworth returned to WWE at the recent Money in the Bank pay-per-view, but was not offered a contract. Asuka destroyed him at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view earlier this month and was believed that he was then on his way back out. And here, and shots from tonight's segment with Ellsworth and Paige, along with comments from Ellsworth. At Real Ellsworth, there's been hashtag 988 episodes of SmackDown, and at Real Paige just made the biggest mistake in hashtag SD Live history. I should be in the main event at hashtag SummerSlam against at AJ Styles Org. Hashtag W Universe start using the hashtag at rehire. Hashtag rehire Ellsworth now. Be heard. Hashtag WWE Champion at AJ Styles Orgs. Hashtag SummerSlam opponent is at Real Ellsworth? Question mark. Hashtag SD Live at WWE SD Live. GM at Real Page WWE has 2 words for you. At Real Ellsworth, you're fired. And you can go to that link for that. At WWE Universe again, what a way to go out. Hashtag SD Live at Real Ellsworth. At WWE on Twitter again with at Real Page preoccupied with firing at Real Ellsworth. Did at Samoa Joe just take the hashtag WWE Championship match against AJ Styles Org at hashtag SummerSlam? Hashtag SD Live. With AJ Styles distracted in the ring, Samoa Joe enters the ring, coquina clutch on AJ, and then signs the contract. James Ellsworth released a statement on Twitter on Wednesday, reflecting on his time in WWE and giving thanks for all he was able to accomplish. 2 years ago today, I stepped in the ring with Braun Strowman on hashtag Raw, and my life since then has changed. And you can go to that link there for that. Dark match prior to SmackDown in Evansville, Indiana, saw Naomi a former SmackDown Women's Champion, defeating Sonya Deville. SmackDown opened up with a limousine pulling up in the back. Miz and Maurice step out first. Maurice goes back in to bring out their daughter. They head to the arena, and tonight's show will feature a premiere party for their new Miz and Mrs. show to air on the USA Network. Live from Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana, Tom Phillips welcomes us. He's joined in by Corey Graves and Byron Saxon. We go right to the ring. Randy Orton makes his way out. They air a video package showing Jeff Hardy's U.S. title loss to Shinsuke Nakamura at Extreme Rules. With Orton's return that night, Orton smirks in the ring. Now his fans boo. Orton says he has heard all our theories of why he did what he did. Unfinished business with Hardy from years ago. The SmackDown Top 10 list that never bothered him. Orton says that's not why. He did it because of the fans. Orton says he has busted his butt for 16 years for the fans. Think about it. When he began his career, who was around now that was around then? Nobody. Orton says he is the one constant in WWE. Every superstar that comes down the aisle eats at the table he sat, but he still does not get the respect he deserves. Why is that? Because he doesn't wear face paint, because he doesn't change his merchandise colors, because he doesn't show up just for WrestleMania season, or because he doesn't jump from the top of cages and ladders. Is that why fans don't respect him? Orton says he's not some indie darling from the bingo halls, and he didn't steal a hand gesture too sweet. Is that why fans don't respect him? Orton goes on and says he started his career as a legend killer, but 16 years later, he finally realized who the real legend killer is. Each and every one of the fans. Orton says he won't let them win or beat him because he is now the legend. Orton will make it his mission to destroy every superstar the fans put up on a pedestal. Starting with Hardy, Orton says that's why Hardy isn't here tonight, and when he's done with him, Hardy won't be back ever. Orton says that he's going to end Hardy's career. Orton goes on and says we can call him what we want, but only the name that matters are three most devastating letters in the business. RKO. Orton drops the mic, walks to the back with no music. CM Punk style. Announcers talk about all women's WWE Evolution pay-per-view before sending us to a commercial break. By the way, even Impact Wrestling is doing the Evolution type thing. Back from the break, we see a video of Evolution announcement from Raw. Tom congratulates the entire women's division. First match of the night, Rusev versus Andrade Cien Almas. We go to the ring. Out comes Rusev and Lana. We'll see backstage video from earlier today with Lana and Zelina arguing to set this match up. Andrade was out next with Vega. Fan chant Rusev Day as the bell hits. No Aiden English at ringside so far. Bell rings and they lock up. Rusev overpowers early on. Sends Almas to the mat. Almas turns it around and poses on the ropes with Vega to talk Rusev. They go out and come back in as Rusev takes control after a kick by Almas. Rusev with a suplex for 1 count. Rusev sends Almas to the floor for a breather with Vega. Lana joins Rusev in the ring to pose as fans cheer. Vega checks on Almas on the outside as we go to commercial. More back and forth after a break. Rusev unloads with a series of kicks and a big shot in the corner. Lana cheers Rusev on. Almas looks to turn around, but Rusev levels him with another big kick for a pin attempt. Rusev ends up missing a Machka kick. Rusev snaps and unloads on Almas, but Almas fights him off. Rusev blocks a hammerlock DDT, but Almas stuns him. Almas goes for the double knees, but Rusev cuts him off with a big Machka kick. Lana and Almas cheer. Lana and Vega cheer their superstars on. The reporter got it mixed up and said Almas was cheering himself on. Fan chant for Rusev Day. Vega and Lana argue at ringside. Now as the crowd pops, Vega decks Lana in the mouth first. Lana tackles Vega on the floor and they brawl. Aiden runs down and pulls Lana off Vega. This backfires as Vega jumps on Aiden's back, and Lana goes down. Rusev sees this, and he's not happy. They're doing the same thing when they did the Macho Man, Hogan, and Miss Elizabeth thing. Almost took advantage of the distraction and hits the hammerlock DDT for the pinfall. Win. After the match, almost hits the floor and heads up the ramp with Vega as she raises his arm. Lana enters the ring to check on Rusev. English is on from the floor, and he feels bad about what happened. So the come segment, the premiere party for the Miz and Mrs. with Miz and Maurice. R-Truth's backstage preparing for his first match since WrestleMania 34 against Samoa Joe. Ty Dillinger is with him. Ty talks Truth up and walks off. We're going to go back to commercial. Truth is in saying, well, why is he even here? Back for the break, Lana is arguing with Aiden. English backstage. English says he's done all this for Rusev, but Rusev and Lana, but Rusev won't return his calls. What was he supposed to do? Lana says maybe Rusev didn't want to talk to English. Rusev has been pacing in the back, but he stops and interrupts him, saying that's enough and maybe one of them are not good enough for Rusev Day. Rusev storms off. Next match is R-Truth versus Samoa Joe. We go to the ring. Out comes R-Truth rapping. Samoa Joe was out next. He does his full rap before it ends. The bell rings and Joe goes right to work on Truth with strikes. Truth blocks a shot and nails a kick to the jaw. Truth with another leaping shot into the corner. Truth keeps control with more quick offense. Joe avoids the scissor kick and connects with a headbutt. K-Quick in TNA versus Samoa Joe. Rematch in WWE. Joe keeps control and catches the Truth again, spiking him to the mat hard. Then Joe applies a coquina clutch for an easy win. After the match, Joe stands tall as we go to replay. So the come segment, New Day versus Sanity in a tag team tournament match. Asuka is backstage with Joshua Pentez, approaches her for comments on the WWE Evolution pay-per-view. Asuka says she's ready and so excited, but tonight, Billie Kay is not ready for her. Then we go back to commercial. Asuka versus Billie Kay. Back to the ring. Out first comes Asuka. Billie Kay was out next with Peyton Royce. We get a backstage video from the Iconics with comments on the Evolution pay-per-view and shots at Asuka. Bell rings and Billie talks trash. Asuka connects but Billie actually takes control early on for a 1 count. This barely faces Asuka and she unloads on Billie and hits the Shining Wizard. Gets a 2 count on while Peyton looks on. Asuka goes for an ankle lock, but Billie resists. Peyton gets knocked off the apron. Billie avoids a German suplex, but Asuka keeps fighting and connects for kicks. Asuka nails the third bigger kick and covers for the easy win. After the match, Asuka stood tall as Billie checks on Peyton on the outside. The United States champion Shinsuke Nakamura is backstage with words for Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. Nakamura taunts Hardy for coming close to winning. Last week, he says Hardy has now been bitten by the viper. Nakamura warns Orton to be careful because he bites back. Gayish style, I bite back. Still to come segment, Becky Lynch versus Carmella with SummerSlam implications. Also, Paige will reveal SummerSlam opponent for AJ Styles, and there will be a contract signing. Back to commercial. Back for the break, Miz is backstage with his family as a paparazzi takes photos with him. We go to the ring, and we get SmackDown General Manager Paige in the ring for a contract signing. Paige says she enjoys being the GM here on SmackDown, but she's excited to see her girls tear it down at the Evolution pay-per-view. Paige says, but now we are headed into the biggest show of the summer, SummerSlam. She's here to announce the challenger to WWE Champion AJ Styles. Paige introduces Styles, and out he comes as his music hits. AJ hits the ring, and fans chant his name for them a minute or two. Styles takes fans and says he's a husband and a father, and the first person he thought of when he heard Evolution being announced was his little girl. AJ goes on and says Evolution is just another reason to be proud of the company he works for. He's also proud to defend his title at SummerSlam, where he first laid the foundation for what would be known as the house that AJ Styles built. He recalls SummerSlam matches with Kevin Owens and John Cena, and says SummerSlam is just like WrestleMania to him, but they are going to turn the heat up a little bit more. AJ signs the SummerSlam contract and says all he needs now is an opponent from Paige. Paige calls for a drum roll, but the music interrupts. Out comes James Ellsworth to the stage. Ellsworth introduces himself and says, Mel is money, but Ellsworth is exquisite. Ellsworth says the real reason he came back to WWE is the WWE title. Ellsworth says no one is worthy as he is because he's defeated AJ 3 times. And you know what they say? A 4th time is the charm. AJ says, no one says that. Ellsworth goes on and says AJ is shocked and scared. Ellsworth comments on how he will quickly defeat AJ for the title at SummerSlam. Paige says she's got this. She tells Ellsworth just to stop it. Paige exits the ring and tells Ellsworth he's just a joke. Ellsworth corrects her and says she's a joke. He knocks her accent and says he can't even understand her half the time. He picks on her look next, and Paige says we don't make fun of people around here. Ellsworth says he does, and he takes a shot at how pale she is. Paige approaches Ellsworth and says she's had enough of him. She's got 2 words for him. You're fired. He said, no, not the suck it. As the crowd was, had to suck it. Paige calls for security, and out comes 2 security guys to carry him away. Fans call chant for AJ as Paige walks to the back with Ellsworth and security. He's kicked out of the arena as the guards make sure he's not coming back in. The cameras cut back to the ring as Samoa Joe attacks Styles and destroys him. Joe applies the key to clutch and breaks it to sign the contract. Joe makes his exit while AJ is down and warns AJ that the clock is ticking. Back to commercial. But what happened is Ellsworth was bent over. Paige kicks him in the butt, pushes him out the door. As the security guards were just holding the door open. Back from the break, we'll see what just happened to AJ. Paige approaches Samoa Joe backstage and says he's not happy. Paige says she's picked Joe to be AJ's opponent because he's unpredictable and has a killer instinct. But that's not what she did. She had in mind. Joe fires back and says what she had planned was a pedestrian, but what he just did was phenomenal. Joe storms off. And SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella walks up and brings up Ellsworth being fired. Paige tells her to go buy a new boyfriend since she's money. Carmella goes on about how she will be champion until Evolution. Because Paige's match with Carmella and Becky Lynch at SummerSlam is nothing. Carmella goes on about everyone she's defeated twice and says that she's going to beat Becky now. Which is up next. We go to ring. Out first comes Becky Lynch, SmackDown Women's Champion, without next for non-title action. Becky will earn a title shot if she can win this match. Bell rings and they go at it. Becky goes for an early disarmer, but Carmella resists. Becky goes for a submission again, but Carmella turns it into a pin attempt. Carmella takes control and drops Becky. They run the ropes and Becky nails a flying forearm. Carmella rolls to the floor for a breather, but Becky follows and drops her with her right hand. Becky brings it back into the ring, but Carmella rolls right back out. Becky follows her, and Carmella launches her into the ring barrier. We go to commercial break. Back for the break. Carmella is down, talking trash to Becky's face. This backfires as Becky takes control and works her over. Carmella finally turns around and hits a flatliner for a close 2 count. Carmella takes it to the corner for a tornado DDT, but Becky countered. Becky nails the back sputter suplex for a pop. More back and forth. Becky goes to the top, but Carmella cuts her off. Carmella brings Becky back to the mat with a scissor, but Becky still kicks out. Carmella with more offense and a close 2 count, while her feet were on the ropes. Becky blocks a shot and drops Carmella with a kick to the side of the head. But they both go down. Becky gets up first and goes up top. Becky goes for a leg drop, but Carmella moved out of the way. Carmella drops Becky for a 2 count. Becky blocks a move and pulls Carmella into the disarmer for the submission win and the SummerSlam title shot. After the match, Becky celebrated as Carmella goes to the floor and throws a pit. Becky will now face Carmella with a title on the line in Brooklyn. We go to replays. The announcers argue over whether the referee made a bad call at one point. Carmella watches from the stage and raises the title as Becky celebrates. Still to come segment, a premiere party for the Miz and Maryse's new USA Network series. Also, Sanity versus the New Day in a tournament match. We go backstage. The SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Bludgeon Brothers. Harper says 4 teams will fight, but there will be no winner, only punishment. Rowan says it doesn't matter who survives because the same fate awaits the winner at SummerSlam, a bludgeoning. Tag Team Title Tournament match, New Day versus Sanity. We go to the ring. Out first comes New Day. Big E, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston. Back to commercial. Back from the break. Usos are on commentary. They will face the Bar next week in a tournament match. Greg Hamilton does the ring introductions as Sanity was out next. Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane. Woods and Big E are in for their team as Dane and Wolf represent Sanity. Wolf starts off with Woods and drops him with a shoulder. Woods drops Wolf with a big right hand. Next is Woods with a 2 count. More back and forth. Woods blocks the honor roll and hits the German suplex. Dane tags in and works Xavier over. As fans try to rally for him, Dane slams Woods and nails a big senton to prevent a tag to Big E. Back to commercial. Back from the break, Woods finally takes Dane down to get an opening. Big E gets hot tagged as Wolf comes in. Big E with big suplexes to Wolf. German suplexes. Big E dances over Wolf and runs the ropes. He puts the brakes on as Young gets on the apron. Kofi runs over, but Dane grabs him in midair. Dane gets taken out. Young tries to interfere again, but Kofi pushes him off the top. Chaos leads to a midnight hour on Wolf for the pin. Winner of the match, New Day, and they advance in the tournament. After the match, New Day celebrates as the music hits. They will face the winners of the Bar versus the Usos in the finals. Usos get up from the commentary and hit the ring, and out comes Sheamus and Cesaro as well. The Bar speaks from the stage and announces that they are back. They haven't missed the fans, but they do miss being champions. They cut promos on winning the tournament and then the titles at SummerSlam. Paige is backstage with Miz, Maurice, and their daughter. Miz asks where the babysitter is, and Paige says they're looking at him. Sin Cara. Miz changes his mind and puts on a baby carrier instead. Miz, Maurice, and their daughter head to the ring, supposedly back to commercial. Back from the break, Hamilton introduces the stars of Miz and Mrs. on the USA Network. Miz, Maurice, and Monroe Sky. Apparently, the music hits out they come for premiere party for tonight's show, which airs after SmackDown, then goes off the air. The ring is set up for Miz TV as Miz welcomes us to their premiere party. He says, "We've mourned the end of Team Hell No and Daniel Bryan's career last week, but that's the old news, and we are here to celebrate Miz and his wife tonight." Miz praises his wife, and she takes the mic. Maurice talks about the Evolution pay-per-view and says, "Let's be honest, the Evolution started with her." They both plug their new show. Miz gets the fans to give it up for his daughter, and fans do a Monroe Sky chant. Miz says, "Just the mention of Daniel Bryan has put Monroe Sky to sleep. So he needs everyone to use their quiet voices." Miz leads us to a preview for the Miz and Mrs. series. This preview is interrupted by Daniel Bryan, who is now on the big screen. Bryan apologizes, but says he shouldn't be here in the back apologizing. He should be out at the party to apologize in person. Fan chat yes, and out he comes. As Bryan's music starts up, security meets Bryan at ringside and stops him, but he attacks them. Bryan unloads and takes out security. Miz and Maurice look on. As he's at ringside with the A-list entrance thing like they do at the airports and what have you, Bryan then enters the ring and Maurice tells him to get out. Miz tosses Monroe Sky at Bryan as it's only a doll. He catches it and we see it's only baby doll all day long. Miz takes advantage and drops Bryan with a skull crusher finale as fans boo. Miz talks trash and says he's fooled everyone. This is a baby doll and the baby backstage was an actor. Miz says he would never bring his precious baby to a city like this. Fans boo him some more. Miz says now Bryan's face is in the mat. And if we want to see Monroe Sky, we should tune in to Miz and Mrs. on the USA Network right now. Miz guarantees it will be awesome. Miz music hits as we go to replays. Bryan recovers in the ring and it looks like the baby doll. Looks at the baby doll on the mat. Miz and Maurice head to the stage and are all smiles as SmackDown goes off the air. 205 Live results. And we get on Twitter at WWE 205 Live, at Noam Dar versus at Mega TJP, at Tozawa Akira versus It's Leo Rush. 2 matches for 205 Live. Exclusively on at WWE Network straight after SmackDown Live at WWE, hashtag 205 Live, Cruiserweight. Look at the picture there. Drake Maverick. TJP versus Noam Dar was up first. Before the match gets going, TJP on the mic says, what a treat. He actually knows who he's facing tonight. TJP talks trash about Drake Maverick, making him come out to open the show. Calls the talent Wilkes boring. TJP says, unfortunately for Dar, his comeback story is going to be a comeback sentence. I am still the cruiser great and the best technical wrestler in the game. Let me send you this link. At TD Wrestling, at Total Leo Steps. On comments on Twitter. At TJP tries for a quick start. Dar nearly finished him off like he did last week. TJP out to the floor. Dar follows and continues the attack before he tosses TJP back in the ring. Back and forth action with Dar getting the best of his opponent until TJP sidesteps him. Dar into the second rope. TJP with his kick to the head. TJP and then sends Dar to the turnbuckle a couple of times. Drake Maverick looks on from the back. Crowd is pretty quiet for this one so far. TJP able to transition into a pin and gets a 2 count. The quickness of at Noam Dar might be a little too much for at Mega TJP to handle. Hashtag 205 Live and this link. At 205, at WWE205 Live. Again, TJP snaps. Dar back. Couple pin attempts. TJP tries for a flying crossbody. Nobody home. Dar charges in. Boot to the face. TJP goes up top. Gets his feet kicked out from underneath him. Dar with some palm thrusts. Release overhead suplex. Covers for a 2 count. TJ tries for a dead Nacy kick. To no avail. Dar with a lariat to the back of the neck. Covers for a 2 count. Dar with a roll up. TJP counters it. 2 count. Dar thrown into the second rope. Throat first. TJP tries for another springboard kick. Nope. Gets kicked out to the floor. Both on the apron now. TJP drops to the floor. Kicks out Dar's leg. Dar selling his knee hurting. TJP with a chop block. Single leg Boston Crab over the rope. Knee bar in the middle of the ring and Dar has to tap out due to the pain. Winning the match, TJP by submission. Look back at last Tuesday's Cruiserweight title match between Cedric Alexander and Hideo Itami. Alexander would retain the title. Mustafa Ali talks about his no DQ match against Buddy Murphy from 2 weeks ago. Ali said he could have just stayed down, but he didn't because he doesn't just fight for himself. He fights for others. Ali continues that he won't stop until he becomes a champion. Then we get Drew Gulak with Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher versus Danny Garcia. Nigel McGuinness referring to Gulak as a brain of 205 Live. Gulak with a big lariat. Backdrop driver. Gulak is already in as his opponent passes out lightning quick. Winning the match by submission, Drew Gulak. After the match, Gulak on the mic says you don't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need. Gulak says the crowd has been subjected for 2 years with unworthy champions. He says that will change when he becomes a champ. He calls out Alexander and says, if you step to me, you will tap out. Gulak has a silent point, and that can be found on this link. Salient point. And that was commented by TD Wrestling at Total Diva Steps. We look back at last Tuesday's match between Kalisto and Tony Nese. Murphy would end up getting involved and cause Nese the match by disqualification. Murphy would end up fight all of Lucha House Party. Nese would have to pull Murphy away from the group. Backstage, Joshua Fuentes talks with Murphy and Nese. She asks Murphy what caused him to lose his temper during last week's match. Murphy says he doesn't like to lose, and those guys were at the wrong time, at the wrong place. Ultimately, he felt bad because that Nese couldn't finish off Kalisto. Nese says next week he will finish off Kalisto one-on-one with no teammates at ringside. Next up, we get Lio Rush versus Akira Tozawa. Lots of styling early on by Rush, who finds salvation in the ropes. So he got Tozawa in a headlock for a moment, redirection off the ropes, springboards off the second rope into a Hurricane Runner. Rush lays out on top turnbuckle. We see Maverick for a moment with a smirk on his face and shaking his head. Rush continues to avoid Tozawa, catches him with a kick to the chest, senton splash, and Tozawa ends up mocking Rush using the same taunt. Tozawa can do this all day long at this length. Thanks to Total Divas Steps for that. Couple of chops by Tozawa, who ends up on the apron. Rush with a handspring kick that sends his opponent to the floor. Tozawa back in the ring, but he gets stomped down on. Rush with some trash talking. Rush hits a suplex, covers for a 1 count. Kick to his back and forth strikes. Rush chops it down Tozawa. Couple of elbow drops, forearm from both wrestlers. Tozawa with a couple of chops, fakes a punch. Rush dodges his next couple punches though. And comments from TD Wrestling at Total Divas Steps, at it's Lio Rush, and at Tozawa Akira, pick up the pace. And that can be found on this link. Rush gets caught and sent to the floor. Tozawa with a suicide dive that lands squarely. Both back in the ring. Tozawa ends up on the top rope, missing a drop kick, covers for a 2 count. Rush with a slap to Tozawa, who didn't appreciate that at all. Snap suplex, Tozawa up top. Rush hits the floor. Tozawa tries for a suicide dive, but Rush dodges that much to Tozawa's frustration. Back in the ring, Tozawa tries to go up top again. Rush pulls his feet from underneath him. Rush with a split-legged frog splash, covers, and that'll do it. Came to the main event. It's Lio Rush. He came to collect at this lane. Thanks to Total Divas Steps. Winner of the match, Lio Rush by pinfall. After the match, they were talking with Jake Maverick about who his next challenger will be. Maverick says next week it will be Drew Gulak versus Hideo Itami versus TJP versus Mustafa Ali in a fatal 4-way dance, with the winner getting a shot at Alexander. After 205 Live, the dark match main event from Evansville, Indiana, saw Daniel Bryan, Jeff Hardy, and AJ Styles defeat Cesaro, Sheamus, and U.S. Champion Shinsuke Nakamura. And that concludes my results for SmackDown from July 24th, 2018. Thanks again. Peace out. See you on me. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.